On this morning's edition of KSOP Cross Country, our guests are from the Utah Down Syndrome Foundation. They are the foundation president, Josh Gardner, and advocate Jarrod Cassity. And gentlemen, welcome both of you to KSOP.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Now, maybe to begin with, Josh, I'll have you lay a little groundwork for us and give us some basic information about this particular genetic condition and what it is and what the effects are.
The Down syndrome is, the medical term for it is trisomy 21. And the 21st chromosome has just an extra little piece there that affects every single cell in the body with individuals that have Down syndrome. And that causes a number of different things to manifest in the body. And among those features that make individuals with Down syndrome a little bit unique.
With the foundation, what is it that is your main goal? What are you trying to accomplish when it comes to helping the folks who have Down syndrome and their families?
Well, the foundation was established in 1977, and we have since become Utah's largest provider for the Down syndrome population. We provide support, and our mission is to help promote awareness and appreciation for the unique talents and abilities of individuals with Down syndrome. We just want to be there to help individuals with Down syndrome realize their full potential and help people in the community to also be aware of what opportunities there are for the Down syndrome population.
Now, speaking of reaching their full potential, Jarrod, you obviously have not let Down syndrome keep you from doing just about anything you want to. Is that correct?
That's totally correct. Those who are high functioning, like I am, socially, I get to help those who are my friends. And because of it, I help them, not as a leader though, but as a friend. And basically what I do is I help those. I let them know how special they are. And because of it, I just know that by helping them gives me the strength to move on and lets them to have the strength too.
Josh, you mentioned that the organization provides support and help for the folks with Downs and their families. What specifically are some of the programs that are part of what the foundation does?
Well, we have several programs that we have in place to support families of individuals with Down syndrome. One of what I think is the most important things we provide is when a new family or new parents find out they have a son or daughter with Down syndrome, that can be a very overwhelming experience for them. And as the Utah Down Syndrome Foundation, we provide a gift basket with books of information on Down syndrome, with some just basic supplies that would be of use for a new baby. And we also try and connect those parents with someone who has a child with Down syndrome, that they can ask questions of those individuals and get some real world responses to what actually could be this change in their family. And that's one of the main things that we provide. We also have a number of other programs that provide support in different ways as well. We have a quarterly new parent breakfast where we have new parents that all come together and meet each other and kind of share experiences and find support in other people who are experiencing some of the same things that they go through. Another major event that we have each year is our Buddy Walk for Down syndrome. That is our biggest awareness event as well as our biggest fundraising event during the year. And we have thousands of people, friends and family of these individuals with Down syndrome, that come to support their close friends. These individuals with Down syndrome make such a difference in people's lives. They just bring a great deal of love to the community, and that's evident as we do this Buddy Walk for Down syndrome and how many people we have show up to support these individuals.
I know you've got another event, a big conference coming up in April. What would you like to tell us about that?
That's right. April 20th, we have our annual conference. It's here in Salt Lake at the Intermountain Medical Center, and we bring in various speakers on topics that affect individuals with Down syndrome, from medical providers to speech therapists to physical therapists and other support providers to help parents have the tools to be able to raise children with Down syndrome, to help them as they go into teenage and adult years, provide the opportunities that those individuals will need to live a full and happy life.
Now, in what ways do you work with medical professionals who are an important cog in the wheel in providing care?
You know, we depend so much on the medical community. Dr. George Durham is a great friend to the Utah Down Syndrome Foundation. He has worked for years and years in the Down Syndrome Clinic at Primary Children's Medical Center, and he's a great advisor to our organization. And we help provide to the medical community some information about Down syndrome, because even the medical doctors, you know, in medical school, they don't receive 4 years of education on Down syndrome specifically. So as a foundation, we provide some other additional information about how doctors can kind of break the news to new families and make them aware of how new families might react, and just be able to interface with families who have just received a diagnosis in a way that's helpful for the families.
A few minutes ago, you mentioned the Buddy Walk. Do you have a date for that?
The walk is on September 14th, so that's coming up, you know, in several months from now, but that's held every year. In each community, we have some great community group leaders that have more localized events. We have Salt Lake area community group. We have Ogden and Park City and Cache Valley and Utah County. Each one of those groups has their own events, different get-togethers and parent events. Sometimes we've got book club activities and Christmas parties and events like that. If someone goes to our website, UDSF.org, and they can find the community group that's close to them, chapters that provide these activities and run those and get the word out on those.
Now, I'm assuming that you try to make use of volunteer help as part of the foundation operation.
Yes, for sure. In fact, all of our board is volunteers. We have no paid staff, and everything that happens is by the work of volunteers. And we're always anxious to provide the best services that we can provide. And obviously, the more help we get on a volunteer basis, I'm not ashamed to ask for anyone who would like to support, step up and volunteer for the Utah Down Syndrome Foundation. We will be able to provide that much more in service.
And I'm assuming that there would also be ways to donate that would be listed on the website as well.
We've got a link. You can donate through PayPal, or we're happy to accept cash or checks too.
The foundation emailed me a copy of Jarrods' resume. Here are just some of his accomplishments. He was on the high school honor roll. He also received citizenship honors. In sports, he lettered as a manager in basketball, baseball, and football. He was a member of the Future Farmers and Future Business Leaders organizations. He was in the men's chorus and was Harvest Ball King. Some of his other achievements: in the 1993 Ogden Area Business Competition, he placed first in personal management. In 1997, he became an Eagle Scout. He's a 3-time Presidential Academic Award winner. As a pianist, he received 6 certificates of achievement from the Utah Music Teachers Association. And in 2004, he was named the Special Needs Adult of the Year. Some of his talents and interests include bowling, swimming, karate, basketball, piano, guitar, singing, and country music. As a Down Syndrome Foundation advocate, Jarrod has a message for us.
The thing is about Down syndrome, no one knew when I was born in August 24th, 1977. No one knew about Down syndrome. I was the first one that came And the doctor came and examined everything, and they didn't know what Down syndrome was. They were researching it, and my mom was the president of the Utah Down Syndrome Foundation. And because of her, that is why it is worldwide right now. And what I know is that when I grew up, I developed my muscles in every way. My mom, Diane, Cassity, she helped me a lot. She was a coach for my life. And that's what I want listeners to know, that with these parents who have Down syndrome children, it is because they need to go through the same steps as I did. What I know is that when I grew up, I began to know who I was, who I am, and the better and best. And it is to find what they are, what they're capable of doing, the sports when they're young, and when they grow up, it gets harder. And that's why parents who have Down syndrome have the hardest time. But for those who do have Down syndrome, they have the toughest time also. So the parents really need to help them as they have been doing. And those that are new, just like you were saying, just helping those, like learning how to read, learning how to do the same things as I have done in Far West Elementary, in the schools that they're going to in Nashville, Hollywood, Kansas, and all that. So what I want to say to the world is, let them build their talents, like in piano, make sure they're in music, and it will help them to develop their muscles and coordination like I did, like what I went through. It is just knowing of who they are and what they can do, because parents are scared at this point. But that's why this foundation is very, very strong with that. So that's why they go to these meetings and everything, so they can be better themselves to help their children learn. The one thing that I want to let my friends know all around the world, let them love what they do and not to be too hard on themselves, and let them be a part of the learning process. And so one more thing that I'd like to stress out before I am done speaking, that make sure, and I want my friends to know, to love themselves and to help themselves out. And those for Special Olympics in basketball, baseball, no matter. Because what I went through the Special Olympics helped me. And I want the Special Olympics to help them in their lives with their moms and dads and everything that they go through in life. And that's going to help them succeed no matter what.
And Josh, do you have a final comment?
We just want, I think more than anything, people to know that individuals with Down syndrome lead incredible lives that a lot of people may not realize. And we're excited to get the word out about what people like Jared and so many others that I've had the privilege of meeting. These individuals make a tremendous difference in our community. And back to your original question about what distinguishes an individual with Down syndrome, that 21st chromosome, in my perspective, gives an individual with Down syndrome all of what's important, and it takes away a lot of what really doesn't matter in this world and helps those of us without that extra little piece on our 21st chromosome to see what life is really about and see people for who they really are.
For more information, log on to udsf.org or call 801-446-1994. That's KSOP Cross Country for this morning. I'm Dick Jacobson. The program's a public service of KSOP News.